Estamos con el curador de la muestra de litografía en el Museo Städel.
Yeah, my name is Martin Sonnabend and I'm curator in the Department of Prints and Drawings in the Städel Museum. We have a large collection of 100,000 prints and drawings here, which we cannot show permanently like one shows paintings permanently, but because paper is light sensitive, we have to keep these works in boxes and in the dark to protect them from light. And to show them nonetheless to the people, we do exhibitions with them. And I do this now for almost 30 years. And I came from university where I studied art history and, well, had a curatorial assistant job here. And I would say I learned by doing in the end. Because it's a completely different thing to study art history and to work with real works of art, which you do when you are a curator in a museum. It's a great privilege, which I enjoy very much. It teaches me a lot, and I try to give that what these works of art give me. I try to pass this on to the public, which comes to the museum to see real art. An exhibition on lithography must necessarily start around 1800 because this printing technique was invented only in 1796, and it was a German inventor, a man from Munich in Bavaria called Alois Senefelder, who had the idea to print not in the traditional way, which means either intaglio printmaking, which is engraving, where the printing parts of the plate are deep incised in the plate, or the other kind of printmaking, relief printmaking, which is the woodcut, where the printing parts are standing up on the plate and you just color them and you print them. Lithography works in a completely different way. It uses the chemical difference between water and fat, grease. You have to have a stone for printing because a certain kind of stone has the right physical structure to make it possible to print in this way. The artist is simply drawing on this stone surface, and he's drawing with something which is greasy. That can be a chalk, that can be an ink, but nonetheless it has to be grease-based. And then when the drawing is done on the stone, the printer comes and he prepares the stone. It's something like what one could compare to developing a photographic negative. And the stone is prepared in a way that in the end the passages where the drawing is would only attract or only accept greasy ink, whereas all the other passages where no drawing is would be moistened, they would be they would have water on their surface, and the inking color would not be adhere at all. It's a funny technique, and it's a kind of miracle that somebody invented it, but today one can say this is the modern printing technique, and almost everything we today have in print is done in a lithographic way. Although today usually you don't use a lithographic stone, there are new materials today for that.